Wait, you want to become a tech lead developer, but you only have 2-3 years of experience, so you're not quite there yet. Stop dreaming. Well, this is what we were told by many others. But sometimes you may wonder, is this a true statement? Well, if you ask me the question, I will definitely say no. Why am I so sure? Because I became a tech lead in just 2 years. And if I can do it, you can do it. So in this video, I'm gonna share with you the secret that helped myself to become a tech lead in just 2 years. So if you really want to boost your career, make sure you watch all the way to the end of this video. Do not miss anything that I say. Do exactly what I did. Then you will definitely be able to reach your goal a lot faster than you thought. So before we dive right into today's topic, for those of you who are new to my channel, my name is Jasper. I work at the Fortune 500 company as a tech lead. Every week, I post videos in this channel regarding full stack development, such as Angular, Spring Boot. Also, from time to time, I will post videos on career tips that I have for you guys. If you guys follow along, you will be able to boost your career as well. So if you're interested in any one of these topics, please make sure hit the subscribe button and turn the bell next to it so you don't miss out any of my new videos. Without further ado, let's jump right into today's topic. So today's video comprises two parts. Part one will be a quick run through of my story. Part two will be the strategies that I use to actually allow myself to become a tech lead in just 2 years. So now let's talk about part one. A story about myself. So 2 years ago, I graduated from my university holding a bachelor degree of applied science. And I joined a Fortune 500 company working as a junior web developer. I was so excited at that time, but I also know the fun part just got started. Now I have a career to grow. So what I did was I set up a goal that I told myself I want to become a senior developer in just 2 years. I know a lot of people do it around like 4 to 5 years mark, but I want to make it faster. And once I have that goal in mind, what I did next was actually following the strategy that I'm going to show you next in part two. And by doing that consistently for 2 years, I actually achieved more than what I saw. 7 months into the job, I got promoted to a senior developer position, and 2 years into the job, I got promoted to a tech lead position. So now you know a little bit about myself. You can see that the strategy actually worked. It's the right time to actually show you what the strategy is. So the strategy consists of 5 steps. Step one is to know your company's complete technology stack. By this, I mean you need to know what the different technologies are and how to work with them. So why is this important? Well, this is important because once you know the complete picture and you get a good amount of knowledge regarding each one, it will help you to quickly derive a solution during a design discussion, or help you to quickly pinpoint what exactly went wrong if you're trying to fix a bug, or it will help you to quickly come up with the best solution to a feature that you're going to implement. And ultimately, this will allow you to achieve more things compared to others if you were given the same amount of time. And this is very crucial for steps 3. So what I did back then was I asked my manager to allow me to work with production bug fixing. I know a lot of people, even including myself, we all don't like fixing bugs. We like to implement features. However, you have to realize one thing is whenever you work on a feature, you are only working with a tiny bit of the whole system. And this is not enough to allow you to become a pro at what you're doing at your company. On the contrary, if you work with bug fixing, oftentimes these bugs involve many different parts of the whole system. So it's a good way for you to know what the different parts are, and allows you to have some real hands-on experience with the different technologies. So I remember I did about like 3 to 4 months bug fixing, whereas most people only work with fixing bugs for about 2 weeks. I gained quite a amount of knowledge on the different pieces, and that ultimately allowed me later on to quickly resolve tickets or pinpoint what was wrong in the entire system very quick. And after this, step 2, what I did was to focus on the key technologies that matters most to my role. I didn't mention this to you guys before, but I work primarily with backend technologies at my company. So it doesn't really make much sense for me to invest a lot of time in learning front-end technologies like React, Angular, TypeScript, and whatnot. So instead, I decided to focus most of my time to the backend technologies that we use at my company, which is Spring Framework, Java, and an e-commerce platform that is built on top of Spring Framework. So by focusing on these, I actually built a study plan that I follow along for a few months. By using that plan, I dedicate time every month to different topics and only focus on one topic at a time. So after 3 to 4 months consistent learning, I become very knowledgeable with those topics. So this is the step 2. Step 1 and step 2 altogether, they help a lot when it comes to step 3. So what is step 3? Step 3 is the part that most people don't realize to make yourself stand out. You have to realize at a company, your dev team normally has a lot of developers. So if you want to get promoted quickly, you have to make sure that you get noticed, you get regarded as a top performer, people look up to you. So what I did back then to allow myself to be noticed by the managers is to always take more responsibilities than what I already have. For example, there are a lot of times something comes up that slows down the progress of the project, or a bug comes up and no one knows what the answer is, and no one want to take on that additional responsibility because they don't know how to do it. Myself, I welcome all kinds of challenges. So what I did was I stand up and told my manager and also my team saying, hey, let me handle it. Although in my mind, I don't know whether I can do it or not, but I just want to give it a try. I want to really help the team to push the progress a little bit. And trust me, 99% of the time, you'll be able to solve the problem. Maybe not solely on yourself, but with a little bit of help from others. And this really is key to your success. Because if you like to have more responsibilities, your team can trust you, your managers can trust you, and everybody can trust you. And you are basically the driver behind your team. And beside this, what else I did was to always make sure I maintain a high coding standard. I write high qualitative code, and I make sure my team doing the same thing as well. How did I make sure my team doing the same thing? Well, I'm the most hated nitpicking reviewer on any pull request. So I often see things that other developers don't see. This really because in step 2, I really learned a lot about those key technologies, so I will be able to spot a lot of things that others don't see. And I also ensure the code gets delivered on time. Besides being a nitpicking peer reviewer, I also make sure that I voluntarily become the bridge between the dev team and the business team. So I help the dev team to clear their thoughts with business team by asking questions in layman terms that business team understands. And on the opposite side, whenever business team raises some concerns or raises any questions, I make sure I convey the questions to the dev team in a tech-friendly words so that I can get the right answer across. What I see is these things are not done by many developers, but if you can do it and if you consistently doing it, you will definitely set yourself apart from others. And trust me, your managers have eyes on everybody and they will definitely notice that you are one of your own. You're special and they can trust you and they're more than happy to give you more responsibilities, meaning you will be closer to your career goal. Because like we all know, whenever you get promoted to a higher title, you ultimately get more responsibilities. While I'm doing step 3, at the same time, I'm also working on step 4. Step 4 is to act as if. So what does this mean? This means although I didn't have the senior developer title yet, although I didn't have the tech lead developer yet, but I acted as if I'm already one. So the funny thing is a lot of people didn't even realize that I didn't have the title. I was still working as a junior, but they saw that I'm already a senior because I know so much about the different topics and know so much about different parts of the system. And I also help mentoring other less experienced junior intermediate developers, and I also help a lot of seniors to improve their coding skills. And I also help the team to move so quickly by being the sole bridge in between the business team and the dev team. And this part usually is very time consuming. You can see a lot of times whenever yourself or another member of your team gets a ticket, usually you have questions, right? And then when you ask that question to the business team, they don't understand what you're talking because you guys are using two different sets of languages, although they refer to the same thing. So if you can be the person in between that handles this for everybody, you ultimately help your project to move so quickly so that you guys can deliver what you are promised to deliver on time. And this is very much appreciated by your team and also your manager. And so after you did step 1, 2, 3, 4 for some time, you have built enough trust, reputation, people know what you're capable of, and people look up to you. Then, and the last but not least step I see a lot of developers didn't realize is you have to go out to ask for it, right? So for myself personally, I don't like to have opportunities to fall on me. I like to go out, explore, to actually go after the opportunity to grab it in my hand. So the thing that I did very differently from a lot of developers that I see is that I will book one-on-one sessions with my managers often, and I will explain to him my ambition and my aim. I will tell him that, hey, you know what, I really want to become a senior developer. I've been already acting as one for this much of time, and why do I think I qualify for this? Here are my reasons: 1, 2, 3, 4. And oftentimes, trust me, if you did step 1, 2, 4 correct and long enough, and you have built up reputation, you have built up your performance, and you're seen as a top performer, most of the time your manager will say yes. Hey, I think you're fully qualified. Let me help you to get what you want. But yes, there could be times where he says no, but do not be frustrated this time. You should be really happy because this is a clear sign that he is thinking that you could take over the title that you want, but there's something missing. So your job at that point is to ask him, what are you missing, right? What is the thing that's holding him back from giving you the promotion that you want? And once you know that, you go back and you come up with a plan to improve on those weaknesses. And once they are improved, they become your strengths. Now book another session with your manager and tell him that you have improved all of them and how you improve them. And if he agrees with you, now he will finally say, hey, you made it. I'm gonna give you that promotion. Let me talk to the HR people. Let me talk to higher management. We'll make it happen. So that's it. That's the strategy that I've been following in the past 2 years that allowed me to become a tech lead in just 2 years. Before I wrap up, if you have any questions regarding any steps in my strategy, feel free to shoot me a comment in the comment section below. Or if you just have any questions in general regarding your career, don't hesitate to ask the question in the comment section as well. I will see how I can help you. If you like this video, make sure you hit the like button. That will definitely motivate me to make more videos like this in the future. Also, don't forget to subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out any new videos. And by the way, besides finding myself on YouTube, you can also find myself on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. So don't forget to subscribe me over there as well. And thank you for watching. I will see you guys next week. Bye.